So let's talk about something a surprising number of us know all too well, impostor syndrome.
You know that feeling when you're sitting in a meeting, or you're in a new class, or heck, even just at a party, and you get this sinking feeling in your gut that you just don't belong, that any second someone's going to figure you out.
Yeah, that's it. It's this nagging belief that none of your successes are actually legit. And despite all the evidence, you're pretty sure that, deep down, you're an imposter. All right, so what is this thing really? Let's get into the official definition and take a closer look.
Basically, it's this weird mental block where you just can't seem to internalize your own achievements. You could have a wall full of diplomas or a killer track record at work, but inside, you just feel like you've been incredibly lucky and you're fooling everyone around you.
And you know, this isn't just some vague, fuzzy feeling people talk about. It's a real, well-documented psychological experience, sometimes called imposterism or the imposter phenomenon, and it's been studied for years.
Now, here's something that's really, really important to understand. Imposter syndrome is not a formal mental disorder. You won't find it in diagnostic manuals like the DSM-5. It's considered an internal experience, kind of like a reaction to your circumstances. But, and this is a big but, it can absolutely fuel very real things like anxiety and depression.
So if we're calling it an experience, what does that actually feel like? What are the key ingredients that cook up this feeling of being a total fraud?
A recent assessment from 2023 actually breaks it down into three main parts. First, you've got this intense doubt about your achievements, which weirdly can make you afraid of both failing and succeeding. Second, there's this feeling that any success you do have is just because of luck or charm, not you. And third, all that leads to these self-sabotaging behaviors, right? Like avoiding tasks or becoming a crazy perfectionist to cope.
And this quote, it just nails that third point perfectly. Procrastination becomes like this built-in defense. See, if you put it off and you still succeed, you can just say, phew, got lucky. And if you fail, well, you can blame the lack of time, not your own ability. It's a clever way your brain tries to protect you from feeling like a fraud.
Okay, so as you're hearing all this, you might be thinking, wow, that sounds a lot like me. Well, if you are, let's take a look at just how not alone you really are. I mean, just look at that number, up to 82%. That is huge. It means the vast majority of us, the person sitting next to you, your boss, your friends, will feel like an imposter at some point. You are in very, very good company.
And this feeling, it really doesn't discriminate. The early research focused a lot on high-achieving women, but we know now it hits people from all walks of life, men, women, everyone. It's super common when you're in a new environment, like a student just starting college, or if you're from an ethnic minority group. And get this, it's even found in high-stakes jobs. Up to 60% of physicians say they've felt it.
And hey, if you need any more proof that this can affect even the people you'd think are the most confident in the world, people like Michelle Obama and Sheryl Sandberg have talked openly about struggling with these exact same feelings. So, okay, it's common, but why does it matter? Well, it matters because this is so much more than just a little bit of self-doubt. It can have some real and pretty damaging effects on your life.
When you look at the research, the connections are pretty clear. Feeling like an imposter is linked to being less happy at work, which can actually lead to not performing as well, which, you guessed it, can lead to burnout. It holds you back from trying new things, from speaking up, from going for that promotion, and ultimately from reaching your full potential. Okay, so that all sounds kind of heavy, I know. But here is the really, really good news. Because this is a psychological experience, not some permanent part of your personality, there are actual concrete things you can do to manage it and start to own your accomplishments. So experts have laid out this kind of 5-step game plan. First up, acknowledge those feelings. Let them be there, but don't let them drive the car. Step 2, keep a record of your wins. Seriously, when you start to doubt yourself, you'll have actual proof to look back on. 3, talk to someone you trust, like a mentor or a counselor, who can give you an outside perspective. 4, get back in touch with your core values. Remind yourself who you are outside of all this. And finally, step 5, talk to your friends. Sometimes just saying it out loud to someone who gets you is all it takes.
And one of the most powerful tools you have is something called cognitive reframing. It sounds fancy, but it's pretty simple. It's about catching that negative little voice in your head and consciously flipping the script. So instead of, I'm definitely going to fail this exam, you make yourself think, I am prepared and I'm going to do well on this exam. It feels a little weird at first, but over time it can make a huge difference.
So I want to leave you with a different way to think about all this. What if that imposter feeling isn't a sign that you're a fraud? What if it's actually a sign that you're growing, that you're pushing boundaries and stepping out of your comfort zone? Maybe, just maybe, it isn't a bug, but a feature of becoming a better version of yourself.